Alright folks, here's how to make a medicine wheel. There's your center. Well, it's really easy, but here's a bunch of little tricks. Get your stick to make sure that it's round. And when you pivot it in the middle, so that, because if you pivot it on the outside, your circle is not going to be straight. And here's what I like to do. Line the compass up with this stick so that you know which direction is which. And when you line up with a stick, make sure the stick is not curved, make sure it's straight. So, and notice I pivot it right there, not around the edges. So that's a medicine wheel, there, done. But we're going to go a little deeper with it. Alright. Do your best to make sure that all the rocks are connected and touching each other. And to make them stretch, I've put them long ways to get more rocks out of your rocks. Sometimes you'll find a flatter bottom than a round top. Put the flat bottom on the bottom. Now, after you've got your first line, step away and look at it, because it's easier to see the curves from a distance. Okay, this line is not in line with this one, so I need to shift this one over, or shift this one over. Alright, that one looks good. You can't always see the curves when you're down on it, so step away, back up, and you'll get a better view. I always do this first because this will set up the outsides of the circle. And well, actually it's because when you make the X first, you can really identify the straight lines. As opposed if you do the circle and then the X will reveal any cockeyedness, and then you'll have to go back and readjust the outside. So do the X in the center first. And, yep, that's the stick I was using. And be sure that when you lay the rock down, the center of the rock is under the stick, not the edge of the rock. Or you can do the edge of the rock, but I find that if you put the stick at the center of the rock, you get a better circle. Ah, big one, right there on the corner points. Now, I don't step away and look at the first curve. I step away after the whole circle is made because it's easier to see through comparison which curves are funky or straight. I don't know what this rock is, but it's got a lot of crystally shiny stuff in there, so I figured I'd put this one in there. There's a big one to start with, that big one right there. Okay. Now I shall step away, get a good look. That looks good. And now, let's see if I got 4 more big ones. Cool. That's the basics. That's basically it. And you are done. But we can always do more. So let's go ahead and do more since we're making a video. That one's not quartz. Of course it'll work, but quartz is another story. There's a gap right there. I don't know if I have a rock small enough, so I'll get a bigger rock to bridge the gap. Oh, it's kind of out of... Or a little one. There we go. Cool, man. We are done. Nothing to it. Alright, so I woke up this morning and the sky was really gray and dusty, hazy, full of crap. I didn't see any chemtrails, but you can tell when that hazy fog covers the city. Today I've made, I think, about almost 10, at least 8. This is probably the 9th one. Medicine wheels today, just going around Austin. And I don't know if it was in the forecast or not, but the skies have turned absolutely beautiful. And the clouds have begun showing up like crazy. I don't know if it has that instantaneous of an effect as far as bringing the clouds in, but when I looked at the sky this morning, it did not look like it was going to be a pretty day. But it is a beautiful day today. I'd like to say the medicine wheels did it, but I don't know for a fact. Oh, here's an experiment. Yeah, do that. See if you see a day where you expect absolutely no clouds. Make medicine wheels, cover the town with medicine wheels, and see how the health of the sky changes, because the clouds just started busting in like crazy with health and vitality. Sharp edges on the clouds, and the skies are starting to turn blue. So, alright, get to it. I love you. Alright, here's how to identify quartz. I don't know how to tell you, I'll just show you. Okay, this is a quartz rock. You can see it's got kind of a crystal shine to it, kind of shiny. This one is limestone. It looks like it's a bunch of sand packed together. This one is not quartz. So, this one is quartz. You can see the break in it. The way it breaks, you'll get an eye for it. As opposed to that one is not quartz. Here's quartz. Here's quartz. Here's quartz. This one is a quartz. This one is not. Both of these are quartz. Can you see a light kind of shining through it? These are both quartz. This one has, I think, a little bit more iron in it than this one. Let's see. Here's an obvious quartz. Here's another quartz. Ooh, look at that one. Here's quartz. There's a quartz. There's one. There's one. Ooh, look at that one. Oh, that's cool. That's quartz that is growing off of something. It's not all quartz, but you see the itty bitty crystals. That's quartz. This one is quartz. It doesn't have the sparkly shine to it, but it is quartz. And you can kind of see through it. This one is quartz. It might have some quartz in there, but it's not quartz. This one's quartz. 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 Here's a quartz. Here's a quartz. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one, there's one. Here's a nice one. Here's a quartz. There's a quartz. Ooh, there's a big quartz. They kind of gleam in the sun. Here's quartz. This one is quartz. It's got a lot of other minerals in there, but it is quartz. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. I mean, this is packed full. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. I saw white. That's a quartz. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. That's got some granite attached to it. I've used a lot of granite in my wheels because they are a crystalline structure and they also grow on quartz. I mean, there's just so many quartz in this yard. It's just on the neighborhood. And, I mean, they be right around the corner, you never know it. Okay, I love you. Bye.